Hello, welcome to our new broadcast on New TV. Today is October 3rd. I'm Alpha. Now let's start with the headlines of last week. Chinese Premier Li Qiang met with Syrian Prime Minister Bashar al-Assad in Beijing on Monday.
Li said that China and Syria have shared a time-honored friendship and are true friends who stand together through thick and thin. Li said China will continue to firmly support Syria in safeguarding its national independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity, follow a development path suited to its national conditions, and firmly oppose external interference in Syria's internal affairs. China welcomes Syria's participation in the Belt and Road Initiative, will continue to support Syria's reconstruction, recovery, and development, and is willing to expand bilateral economic and trade exchanges with Syria and strengthen people-to-people exchanges and cooperation, Li added. Assad expressed appreciation for China's assistance in supporting Syria's economic and social development, alleviating the humanitarian crisis, and providing earthquake relief. China is playing an important role in international affairs, the president said, adding that Syria is willing to work with China to implement the Belt and Road Initiative, the Global Development Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative.
Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban said there is no urgency to ratify Sweden's accession to NATO and called for respect from the Nordic country.
Speaking in Parliament to open the autumn session, the Hungary leader said there is no urgency for the government to push for support regarding Sweden's NATO accession, and Sweden's security is not under threat. The issue of Swedish NATO accession has been under discussion for more than a year. Within the military alliance, only the Turkish and Hungarian parliaments are yet to approve Sweden's membership. Divergence between Hungary and Sweden have escalated in recent weeks as a past film resurfaced, shown in Swedish schools, presenting Hungary as a bad example of democracy in the European Union. On Thursday, Mate Koschitz, group holder of Orban's Fidesz party, said the chances that Hungarian parliament would vote on Sweden in the current autumn session were low.
United Nations agencies said more than 1,200 children have died of suspected measles and malnutrition in Sudan refugee camps, while many thousands more, including newborns, are at risk of death before year-end.
Nearly 6 months into a conflict between Sudan's army and paramilitary group, Rapid Support Forces, the country's healthcare sector is on its knees due to direct attacks from the warring parties as well as shortage of staff and medicines, they said. The UNICEF said it's worried that many thousands of newborns among the 333,000 babies known to be ill before end of the year would die. They and their mothers need skilled delivery care. However, in a country where millions are either trapped in a war zone or displaced, and where there are grave shortage of medical supplies, such care is becoming less likely by the day. Every month, some 55,000 children require treatment for the worst form of malnutrition in Sudan, but fewer than 1 in 15 nutrition centers are functional in the capital Khartoum, he said.
Industry groups said that more than a year after Canada first announced incentives to jumpstart clean technology projects, there is still no money flowing. If they are not in place soon, more than $37 billion in investment could be at risk.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Liberal government has pledged a bevy of investment tax credits worth some $27 billion Canadian dollars over 5 years to spur investment in green technologies, partly in response to the generous incentives that have been on offer in the United States for more than a year. Companies are going to get pretty tired of waiting around given the certainty that they do have in the U.S., said Bob Masterson, President and CEO of the Chemistry Industrial Association of Canada. The government urgently needs to get as much of this out the door this fall as possible. Both sets of ITCS, once fully legislated, will be applied retroactively to the dates outlined previously, said a finance military official, without saying when the first set of ITCs will be passed. The official said it was top priority to get them done.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has confirmed that his country has received U.S. Abrams battle tanks.
Abrams are already in Ukraine and are preparing to reinforce our brigades. I'm grateful to the allies for fulfilling the agreements, Zelensky said in a post on Telegram, without specifying the modifications made to the tanks or the exact quantity that has been delivered to Ukraine. U.S. President Joe Biden in January announced that the United States would send 31 Abrams tanks to Ukraine. Biden on Thursday announced a new military aid package worth $325 million for Ukraine, including more air defense weapons. This announcement was made during Zelensky's visit to Washington.
Let's get to some news flashes.
Thailand extended a warm welcome to the first batch of visa-exempt flights from China on Monday, marking the launch of the nation's fresh initiative to reinvigorate its Chinese tourist market. Approximately 341 visitors from Shanghai landed at Suvarnabhumi Airport, greeted with flowers and applause by the newly appointed Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin and several senior Thai officials. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees said it has sent relief supplies to Libya to aid its response to the deadly floods that swept its eastern region. The UNHCR said that over 18,355 people affected by the floods have so far received relief items such as hygiene kits, plastic sheets, blankets, kitchen sets, and solar lamps, and that more help is on the way. Sea ice that packs the ocean around Antarctica hit record low levels this winter, the U.S. National Snow and Ice Data Center said on Monday, and the scientists face that the impact of climate change at the southern pole is ramping up. Researchers warn the shift can have dire consequences for animals like penguins, who breed and rear their young on the sea ice, while also hastening global warming by reducing how much sunlight is reflected by white ice back into space. The German transport minister on Monday spoke out against protective tariffs that could be imposed by EU on China's electric vehicles. In principle, I don't think much of erecting market barriers, Volker Wissing told media. Today, cars are being sold off. Tomorrow is chemical products, and each individual step in itself makes the world poor, he said. Wissing said a trade war could quickly spread to other sectors and cause massive economic damage, the German politician warned. The Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs has placed President of the International Criminal Court Peter Hofmansky on the country's wanted list. Hofmansky Peter Joseph, Polish, wanted under an article of a criminal code of the Russian Federation, according to a statement from the military's database. Hong Kong Chief Executive John Lee Ka-chiu on Tuesday congratulated the Hong Kong team on their performance at Asian Games in Hangzhou, vowing continued support for the city's athlete and sport development. Lee said Hong Kong takes pride in the achievement of its athletes competing in Hangzhou. The city's currently budget for sport development is approximately 7.4 billion Hong Kong US dollar, up by 42% compared with that of 5 years ago. Many new sports facilities are expected to open in Hong Kong over the next few years.
That's it for today's World News broadcast. Thanks for watching. You can get access to more instant news on our website, WeChat public account or apps. I'm Alpha. Bye for now.